right, you guys ready to go?
Do it.
5, 3, 2, 1. Here we are. It's Thursday, episode number 17 of Picked Off. I'm Josh Griffin, joined as always by Mr. Alex Carter. Mr. Carter, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Happy to be here. Almost Friday. Another week, another show.
That's right. Heading into the weekend, guys. It's Thursday and it's 10 o'clock in the morning, but go ahead and crack you open a cold one because ain't nobody here going to judge you. We love it. We got a special guest today. The boss man, the big boss man. You remember the big bad boss man in WWF? I guess it would have been back then.
Carried the nightstick.
Prison
yes,
guard.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big bad boss man Bobby CATFISH McGraw joining us via audio today. I think he's going to be here through the whole show. We're excited about that.
What's going on, Facebook? What's up, YouTubes? Glad to be on this show.
There it is. NASCAR Vol should appreciate that. Hey, NASCAR, check it out. Boom. Picked that up at the Bristol race a couple years ago. NASCAR hat. Some of you may be wondering why I'm not wearing Vols gear. I think it's because today, as college football fans, we can all come together in solidarity and unity because the NCAA has announced that they expect to start college football on time this season.
Hallelujah.
And I wish that I had like a big roaring crowd sound effect to throw in after that because it kind of fell flat with no sound effect. but yeah, I mean, hey man, we're excited. Looks like we're going to get college football after all. Now, of course, that's the NCAA. The individual conferences can make some decisions themselves, and individual state laws and things like that. So it'll look a little different. But hey, when the NCAA says they're good to go, I think for the most part, that means all the major market players will be involved, and we'll have some college football this year. So pretty excited about that.
Great news.
I think the NCAA got scared. They didn't want CATFISH coming up to Indianapolis and hit that building, never hitting the brakes and shifting gears, because there had to be some football on CATFISH's TV come September.
Look, there's no doubt in my mind that everybody in the NCAA building has their YouTube pulled up at 10 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yep.
And they watch it, and they watch you and Billy, and they just know that it's not going to be good news for them if they cancel college football.
Speaking of Billy and CATFISH, we haven't been on the last couple of weeks, but there's some surprises coming down the pike.
Working on some stuff behind the scenes.
We're working on some stuff behind the scenes, and it's going to be, man, I was on the phone with a gentleman, a new talent that I've recruited. We're working on a couple shows till after midnight. And Carter was on part of the call, and y'all are going to love that. Man, we got some kick-ass stuff coming down the pike.
We've got to get the scheduling and stuff worked out too, but Carter and I are working on some stuff for some, maybe like a picked off after hours kind of show where we can get get a little more juicy in what we do. But this, we like this to be somewhat of a family show, although you'll want to hang around for the end of this one, gentlemen, as we salute the SEC ladies, the ladies of the SEC on the way out today. But we try to keep it PG-13 in here during the day. And we're working on it. We got to figure out the right schedule and the right time to do that kind of stuff where it works for both of us. But
should I wait to tell y'all that I don't pay anymore for another show?
In that case, Picked Off After Dark has officially been canceled.
Exactly.
All right, let's check out what's going on in the comments section before we get started with the show here. We got Gene Alexander says, best show on YouTube. Thank you, Carter's mom.
Thanks, Mom.
NASCAR's in here. Good morning, everybody. D4 with the rock and roll fingers. Carter looking like the fat kid from The Sandlot. NASCAR bringing it in like Bobby. What's up, Facebooks? What's up, YouTubes? Nice hat, Josh. Thank you, sir.
D4, you play ball like a girl.
And over on the Facebook, we got Andrew Frizzle and Paul Morris watching. Appreciate you guys dropping in. Get that comment section going because, as everybody knows, in the comments section, the top comment of the show is going to get that coveted Golden Keyboard Award. We're going to award the Golden Keyboard at the end of the show for the best comment throughout the show. And Carter or myself will send you a prize. Hey, D4 won a pretty expensive fossil watch on Tuesday.
Wow.
So I just happened to have, he's a Longhorns fan. I just happened to have a Longhorns fossil watch that was given to me as a gift, and it's going over to D4. And so that's the kind of stuff that happens here on Picked Off, guys. Get in that comment section and turn it up.
We make dreams come true.
That's right. D4 can die a happy man now that he's got that watch.
You know, we got the wheel today.
We do have the Wheel of Misfortune. It is open. If you guys want to take a spin on the Wheel of Misfortune, for those of you who don't know or haven't seen it yet, this is what it looks like. We got the Truffle Shuffle. We've got a Milk Shower. We got an Egg to the Face. Sing My Fight Song. Slap Yourself. 75% power, because 100% power would knock us completely out. And then Antiquing. Baby Powder to the Face. So that's what's on the wheel today. If you want to spin it, $1.99 Super Chat gets you a spin. All you got to do is comment the name of the person that you want to spin for, and we'll spin it.
Except for, of course, Catfish doesn't have a camera today, so
Catfish isn't on video, so you can't do anything for him unless it's I guess if you want, Catfish could sing your fight song.
I don't know any fight songs.
We'll pull the lyrics up for you, buddy.
Oh.
So if you want to hear Catfish sing "Glory, Glory to Georgia,"
how much do they have to get Carter to do something?
$1.99 Super Chats, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That was awesome.
NASCAR says Bristol's the best track on the circuit. Man, I love Bristol.
I've been there.
I'm not a massive NASCAR fan. You know, I don't know who the new drivers are. I know a lot of the main drivers. I don't follow it. I watch some of the races from time to time. We got a Super Chat, Carter.
Oh, Bobby, that ain't right.
But I got season tickets to Bristol. We go every year in the August race, and it's a great time, great tailgating. We just go down there on a Friday night, tailgate all day Saturday, watch the race, and then we head home. Our seats are pretty good. I mean, we're right there at the start finish line, about 25 to 28 rows up. Kind of depends on the year, and when those cars come by and you can feel that hot, dirty air smacking you in the. I mean, you come out of there with, like, if you're wearing sunglasses, you got the black rings under your eyes and stuff. Great seats. Love to go watch the race in person. Just never really could get into it on TV.
The last Bristol race I went to was, I think it was '99, when Earnhardt rattled Terry Labonte's cage. And man, that place erupted. You were either cheering or you were screaming profanities.
Yeah.
I mean, it was split half and half. There was Earnhardt fans were going crazy. They were loving it. And every fan of every other driver was ticked off. Oh, it was great. I loved it. Great atmosphere. I hated the walk back, and I hated the $25 parking fee in that dude's front yard and got stuck, but that's okay.
I've never been to Bristol. I've been to Talladega and Daytona, and I had fun both times.
Duke Nukem over on Facebook just made a really good point. You can't even get a 2-piece and a biscuit at Popeyes for $1.99. So $1.99 wheel spin. All right, you want to go ahead and spin, Carter? You want to get it out of the way?
Let's do it. And if it don't land on what I want, I've got a pocket full of money.
Oh my God.
We got Duke Nukem in Facebook as well. Tamala Larkins Combs. I'm sorry. I had to move my screen out of the way there. She says, howdy. How you doing, Tamala? We always love having the ladies in the chats, man. I've seen some of the best smack talk that I've ever seen come from some of these ladies.
Oh yeah.
Flint Williams, what's up, Catfish? I was
No.
at the
What's up,
cage
Flint?
race too. He says he was at the cage race too.
That's our boy Gate City Blue Devil.
That's
Gate
right.
City's in the house
Gate
today
City.
too. Nice. BVD's in there. Carter, Josh, what the hell are you guys doing? The objective is to make your show better each week. Adding Catfish is a death nail.
That is funny.
What was once a great show.
Thanks, BVD.
All right, here we go, Carter. You ready?
No.
Do you have all the goods that you need?
I mean, yeah, but like I said, if I got to crack an egg or do something like that, I'll have to. I'll do it at the end of the show.
Well, let's find out what your fate is, sir. Right here on
All
the
right,
Wheel of Misfortune. It's a milk shower. That's a new one on the board, and we hit it first go.
All right.
This is great. This is the best $1.99 I've ever spent.
Well, don't get too trigger happy, okay?
Are you going to go ahead and do it, or you want to hold it off to the end of the show, or what do you want to do?
I think we need to.
Yeah,
that way you're not going through the show with sour milk in your coonskin cap.
I appreciate that. Thank you for being so kind.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Since I bought it, I'll do a respin.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
You want to? Right. Bobby wants to see you slap yourself, I think.
No. I know what he wants.
All right, here's what we got coming up on the show today. We've got a little bit of current events. We're going to talk about the NCAA announcing that college football is going to be on time. Let's see. What else was in the current events, Carter? Let's see here.
I hate you. I hate you, Keith.
Pruitt announced that there
Pruitt
was
in the
no
Pruitt in the
COVID on
Vols.
the team.
Yep.
Unlike Alabama, who had 5, and they were claiming 17 cases of COVID-19.
Yeah, that's right. Pruitt gave the coronavirus report for the Vols. We got a moment in Vol history. That's the 2006 Tennessee and Cal. Cal ranked number 9 that year. Tennessee number 23.
Oh, man, I remember that.
Yeah.
Got another wheel spin for me.
That's right. Oh, BVD with the wheel spin. You want to go ahead and spin it and see what you got?
Yeah, might as well.
By the time we get to the end of this show, you may just be covered in all kinds of mess.
Okay, well, there's got to be like a limit, for God's sakes.
No, there's no limit to the Wheel of Misfortune.
Well, here's the thing. I only got so much milk. I only got so many eggs. I can only, come on now.
Hey, we'll figure something out.
No, that's
Here you go. And you'll be putting an egg on your face. Carter's going to have breakfast, but none of it's going in his mouth.
All right.
This is great. Does Josh ever get picked?
Man, the whole purpose of this show was to have Carter, kind of get razzed a good bit, or the whole purpose of this segment. And the very first time that we ever did it, I think I had him whipped like 4-2, 4 spins to 2.
Wow.
There's one for Josh. Yay.
Where? I don't see it.
Oh, you're going to.
Oh, come on, man. All right, let's see what I'm going to be doing. Oh, hold on a second. The window capture went down.
Of course it did.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I can get it back up. Oh, for some reason it don't like it. Let me just redo it here. I think it's because I minimized the window.
Rigged.
I'm not saying we're not.
I think it is rigged.
He's got a separate wheel over there.
No.
And it's weighted.
Come on now.
We're playing in Josh's casino. Y'all remember that.
All right.
Well, I think that means I get to pick one, right?
I'm getting her sized up.
So. I think you should.
Here we go. There's the wheel. Yeah, I minimized it, and when you do that, OBS loses the. Here we go.
So what it is?
This is what I'm gonna be doing. Oh Lord, I'll be putting an egg on my face too.
Oh, great.
Okay.
All right, Carter's gonna grind his gears about Vandy and Memphis fans. Then we're going to do our top 5 greatest sports rivalries of all time. All sports included, I assume. And we got a Whack-Ass tradition coming down the pike. We got General Neyland 7 memes, as per usual. Our dumpster fire program of the day, Mr. Carter. It's, let's see, it's what? Wake Forest, ain't it?
Yep.
So you want to hang around for that. And then we're going to do a...
Oh, Josh, you got
man. BVD with the spin. Dadgum. Whose idea was this wheel segment?
You,
but
actually.
See, what y'all don't realize is this is only costing me 30%.
And we're going to close the show out with a salute to some beautiful ladies of the SEC.
If we ever get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Maybe we should just do the wheel like certain times of the show. Like if you want to spin it or if you want to do it.
It's like the wheel hears what BVD says. Every time he says, "I hope you get an egg," it lands on the egg. So I'll be busting 2 eggs on my face today. That's the kind of entertainment we provide here on Picked Off.
Yep.
So.
That's true.
All right, buddy, you ready to dive in? We'll do that. We'll do all of our wheel spins. Let's see. Let me write them down. Now, Carter, you've got a milk and an egg.
Yeah, I got it.
And I've got 2 eggs. Milk and an egg.
I'll trade you.
And I've got eggs times 2. There you go. I hope your mom sticks around for the duration of the show so she can watch this magic happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on currently with the NCAA. The NCAA did announce, I think it was via Twitter, and I saw it yesterday, that they expect college football to start on time. Now, again, that doesn't mean that it's going to be, all the beautiful pageantry and the massive packed stadiums and stuff that we're used to, but we will have college football. I guess the individual conferences and states, schools can make their own decisions about how they do it, or if they participate. But the NCAA did say we will have college football, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Carter?
Now I heard there was some California teams that said they weren't going to play. Was it USC and UCLA, and Alabama was going to have to reschedule, and I wonder how that's going to be resolved, and I wonder how it's going to look.
So the
product
states
on the field,
the West Coast states, California, Oregon, and Washington, all said that they will not allow mass gatherings until I think it was into October.
October, yeah.
So it doesn't mean that they won't have football. I guess, probably every team's going to have to test all their players and all that. So, and I'm assuming that that's why this report from Pruitt came out, is all these teams are testing their players to make sure that they can start on time, that they've got no infections, or if they've got infections, they can quarantine the right players and all that stuff. But I would imagine that, everybody's got to be tested before they meet up and all that. We may see key players that are not allowed to play games because they're testing positive. So the college football season, I think, without a doubt, is going to look a little bit different than what we're used to. But we'll have college football, and that's what's important.
We'll have college football. That's what's important. Exactly.
And look at there. Gene Alexander says, "Don't waste my eggs, please." It's just one, Mrs. Alexander. Just one.
I think there's only one in the fridge, I believe.
Oh, she's going to go in there and fry it up before you get a chance to crack it over your face.
See, that's why I come over here to Mom's house to do the show. That way I don't have to waste none of my stuff.
Well, Catfish, you're going to have to send Carter's mom a check.
I'll send her some money.
Jeff Webster's in the house. He says, look at those handsome crimson uniforms. I believe he's talking about our picture here.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Look at it. Look at those handsome crimson uniforms missing that tackle. That's what I see.
That's either 27. I think that's 2017.
Yeah, that's Jalen Hurd there, isn't it?
No, that's Cal. Well, no, that's 2015. You're right. It's Jalen Hurd. It's 2015.
Yep.
But
and as we said before, Jeremy Pruitt announcing that throughout the entire Tennessee football team, no coronavirus positive tests. So that's good news for the boys in orange.
Yeah, for sure.
D4 says Mrs. Carter's mom, Carter has been a bad boy.
I can attest to that.
Oh, God.
I want to know what kind of hat you got on, Carter. What is that? I can't quite see.
It's a coonskin hat.
Where'd you go?
He's got a coonskin cap on.
Yeah, coonskin cap.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
NASCAR says all the USC fans should just hold. Well, we probably don't want to read that one. Never mind.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you commenting, but we're just not going to get controversial on the air. If you guys want to have a little argument down there, that's fine. And over on the Facebook, Duke Nukem 2006 is when Cutcliffe came back as OC. We destroyed Cal and Marshawn Lynch. That's right.
Yep. Good times.
So pretty excited that none of the players on the football team have coronavirus. Hopefully we can keep it that way. That way we can go into the season full power with all our players intact and ready to go. Anything else going on in the current events, Carter?
Well, Coach Doug's and the Tennessee Volunteers, they're 4-2. They just beat Michigan, but they're ranked number 1. So looks like one of those like 2007 seasons where a 2-loss team could possibly be in the national championship. So
yeah, I mean, if he's got the number 1 ranking now.
I gotta ask a question. Tell me what this Coach Doug's is about. I've seen articles and memes and stuff. What is this?
So Coach Doug's is an EA Sports NCAA 2014 video game created coach. And it was created by Big Cat over at Barstool Sports.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a real person.
It's not a real person, no. It's a video game thing. He streams these games on Twitch. He's got a massive following, 50, 60, 70,000 people watching every game he plays. And just recently, he went from Texas Tech over to Tennessee. The Coach Doug's is the created coach. He's a monstrous guy. Big old
do they have buyouts and stuff on this thing, or are they how do they switch teams?
It's called the coaching carousel, and at the end of every season you get the option of either staying with the team you're with or taking a better job.
Right.
Oh.
So he took Texas Tech to a Cotton Bowl. Tennessee offered him, I believe it was Tennessee, Georgia, and Cal were his 3 offers. He chose Tennessee, came to Tennessee, took him to a national championship game in the first season. He's already started his second season, and now he's 4-2. Just beat Michigan. Was it last night?
I believe it was last night. He beat them 21-20. They missed a long field goal, apparently. So,
and now he's sitting ranked number 1 again. So if he can win out the season, it looks like we might be going to back-to-back natties. Although, Carter, you did point out something earlier before we started the show. He's playing against the computer, right?
Yeah.
How does anybody lose to a computer?
I don't get it either. I don't care if you got it on Heisman. You can still win.
I've never lost to the computer. I've had some close games. NCAA 14 was really good about momentum. And if you had an interception, if you threw an interception or something like that, it would be really tough to get back on top with those guys. But I've never lost to the computer. Big Cats.
Are you allowed to change the person playing the game and get a better video game player?
You mean like change quarterbacks or something?
No, the person pushing the buttons.
No,
it's Big Cat. I mean, it's his following. That's the reason why it's so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he dresses up and does like post-game interviews. It's fun. He's always eating like a turkey leg or a cheeseburger or something, so it's pretty fun. And he looks like the coach. Well, I mean, he is Coach Doug's. I mean, they created him off of his image, you know.
Really?
Yeah. And he's a big old guy with a mustache. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, get on Twitter, man, and just look for Barstool Sports and Coach Doug's, and you'll, or, you know, hashtag Coach Doug's or something along those lines. You'll find him. He's pretty well known in the college football, especially in the video game world. Coach Doug's games.
Oh, absolutely.
So, all right, moving on to our moment in Vol history for today. As we said before, it's the 2006 game versus Cal. Cal comes in ranked number 9. I remember them being a really good team that year.
Yeah.
Tennessee ranked number 23. And Carter, what was the end result of that game?
Well, first of all, you got to think this Cal team was loaded. They had Deshaun Jackson, Marshawn Lynch. They were really good. We just come off a losing season. This is Fulmer's first losing season in 2005. Went 5-6. So nobody really thought Tennessee. Everybody thought it was a rebuilding year. And as Duke Nukem pointed out in the comments, David Cutcliffe was back. It was his first year back. He was. He had come back to help our offense because we had just gotten rid of Randy Sanders. And we went off this day. I mean, Robert Meacham had 5 catches for 182 yards, 2 touchdowns. We went up 35-0 and ended up winning 35-18. So it was a big statement game for Tennessee because they were a really good Cal team. They were ranked 9th. We ranked 23rd. And I believe we have a video.
We do. I've got it queued up. You said 4:08, right?
4:08, and let it roll until after the last touchdown.
All right, here we go.
Great run after the catch.
Came in and
started a brilliant
career.
That's
the way the legend of Peyton Manning started around here.
First down, and then some might be a touchdown. Robert Meacham, touchdown, Tennessee.
I believe that was Thompson.
It was.
Corner. And a problem that he makes here that you just cannot make.
All touchdown from 42 yards. Wilhoit's extra point is up and good. Tennessee looking like the Tennessee we used. Community college before coming to California. Longshore pressured from behind, pumps once and twice, and now trying to scramble out of trouble. And he draws a crowd. And they're all orange jerseys. Rico McCoy.
180, so he's a hard guy to bring down.
Ainge comes up throwing, and he's got a man who broke a tackle. Robert Meacham again. Meacham, one man to beat, who might have an angle. Cuts inside the 20. He is gone. Touchdown.
Quarterback, but on the receivers and the entire offense, obviously.
He already has, and he told us, I told those guys, you need to lose weight. You got to get in better. 7. 4 set flanks, Longshore in the shotgun. Plenty of time that time. The pass complete, short of the first down, though. Out to the 29-yard line, and that.
Tennessee leading 21-0 here in the third quarter.
Foster with a block and a big first down across the 40. Almost out to midfield.
Marion Foster get first down. Foster will empty the backfield.
And Ainge going deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown. Touchdown, Tennessee 27-0.
You know, I'll tell you what. Swain runs down the middle of this field and
all over it.
Wilhoit, extra point, will cap off another 72. Jordan, the motion man, will set up on the far side, and Longshore with long yardage to go. Fires, almost picked off again by Wade. It was Jordan, the intended receiver. And Phil Fulmer, nothing.
With Bob Greasy, Paul McGuire, and Bonnie Bernstein, I'm Brad Nessler. Nice to have you along with us
here in Knoxville, where the Vols have their best starting field position, and they might have another touchdown. Ontario Hardesty is gone. He's in. Breaking tackles down the sideline. When things are going. He's battled back from off-season knee surgery. Suffered against Ole Miss in Game 4 last year. And going anything. Ayub looking left all the way and throws a strike, completes, and good looking play, and they're finally back in Tennessee territory for the first time in a long time. Third down and 8. Here they come. Joe's running for his life and throws on the run and intercepted by Tennessee again. Inky Johnson's got this one, and the Vols have got it back.
Inky Johnson.
That's right.
I heard him mention Rico McCoy, part of the Volunteer Roadshow.
That's right.
Rico was in there. Meacham, Hardesty. Man, we had some great rosters back in those days. Those were the days when you could put Tennessee on the field with anybody, and it was, they had an opportunity to win.
Yeah, we had Gerard Mayo. We had Jason Swain.
Mm-hmm. Swain.
Brent Smith.
Shout out to the Swain event over there. Yep. There's your moment in Vol history. We just absolutely clobbered the number 9 team in the country when it was questionable whether or not we should have been in the top 25. Good stuff.
BVD said if I would have bet $1 million if I had bet or had it, Catfish was going to mention Rico.
Hey, if I'd have had $5 and it been Uncle Lou in the bleachers, BVD was going to mention Uncle Lou.
NASCAR says Cal cannot tackle. That's right. That's why we won that game. It was broken tackles. Meacham and Hardesty went off.
Didn't they beat us like the year after that or the year before that?
Yeah. They beat us the next year.
Like a drum.
Well, it was only 10 points, but.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the first play of the game, freaking their linebacker knocked the crap out of Ainge, and they picked up a fumble and scored.
Watching that game, though, it just, Cal was way ahead of Tennessee as a football team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it felt like a blowout, even though it was only a 10-point differential.
Which that was the 2007 season, so that was a weird year. I mean, we started off 1-2, ended up beating Georgia and a pretty good Arkansas team. Ended up losing to Bama, but ended up winning the East that year. Last time we won the East.
BVD says you wouldn't need $5. I'm Lou's biggest nut hugger.
Oh man,
it was an inside joke. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
All right, Carter, you want to grind your gears?
Let's grind them.
Here we go.
So, I'll tell you what drives me crazy, what grinds my gears, so to speak, is Vanderbilt fans and Memphis fans who like to say that it's their state and they run the state, yada, yada, yada. I don't care if Memphis played in the Cotton Bowl. I don't care about none of that. First of all, Memphis, I'll put you in your place first. 21-1. If you don't know what that means Tennessee's beat you 21 times. You beat Tennessee once. So I don't care. Nobody. You're not even in Tennessee. You're in Mississippi. Let's be real. Vanderbilt, yes, they beat us 3 out of the last 4. But a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. So congrats. I guarantee you this. They will not beat us. They won't beat us for the next 10 years. I'm willing to guarantee that.
I promise you that.
I promise you that.
I knew it was coming. Yeah, it's a sad affair, and as you can see there on the graphic, we're looking at Vandy Stadium. It's empty. How can you say you run the state when people don't even come to the games unless Tennessee's there?
Yeah, the same with Memphis. Memphis doesn't have that. They do better than Vanderbilt does, but let's be real. Every time I've seen us play in Memphis, it's been nothing but orange, mostly.
How many fans does Memphis Stadium hold?
About 65. It's the Liberty Bowl.
So are they selling out? Do we know?
No.
I didn't think so.
I've never seen them sell out.
Vandy
I remember
fans
a few years ago.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I remember a few years ago they had a Tuesday night game, a Tuesday night ESPN game, and they said the attendance was like less than 2,000 people.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How long ago was that?
I want to say it was 2012, maybe.
NASCAR Vandy fans are terrible, but they hardly exist.
That's true.
All right. There's a, what is it, Volusius Orange. He's been in there singing his version of Rocky Top.
I've noticed that. Talking about the Peach Bowl in 03. It sounds like maybe he's a Clemson fan, because why else would he bring up that Peach Bowl?
BVD's asking what I got on the wheel. Buddy, I got 2 eggs.
Yeah.
Just like you wanted. Yeah, he's talking about the Peach Bowl in 2003. Glittergator's in here. Glittergator loves BVD. Yeah. Oh, man. YouTube's churning this morning. I'm loving it. Loving the comments. Still hadn't had that zinger that would warrant a golden keyboard yet, but I'm sure it's coming down the pike. We got BVD in here. He'll churn something up.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Newcomb says Goosebumps. Vandy and Memphis are UT's little brothers. We'll say. Yeah. All right. Moving right along here. You guys want to do top 5?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Here we go. Top 5.
Today's top 5. We've kind of been touching more than just college football, other sports, and today we're going to do our top 5 sports rivalries. Any sport, doesn't matter. It can even be college football, basketball, whatever you want. It's top 5 for any sports.
Any sport.
Any sport.
Any sport. Who wants to lead it off? You want to let the guest lead it off with number 5?
Sure. Go for it, Bobby.
We'll be hospitable here today on Picked Off. Bobby, what you got for your number 5?
I've thought about this. I wanted to kind of have not all one sport. So I kind of went through them all, and I'm a little bit older. I'm in my 50s, old enough to get a senior citizen discount at Denny's. So I'm gonna go with number 5, and thanks to Carter for reminding me. Arnold Palmer, and Jack Nicklaus. That's my number 5 rivalry.
Okay. Belusia Orange says, guys, my diaphragm can't handle this. I'm guessing he's laughing. Or gasping. One or the other. What do you got for your number 5, Carter?
Number 5, I'm going to go with Michigan, Ohio State, the game.
That's a good one. Probably the biggest, the nastiest, if nothing else, rivalry in college football. I've got them on my list too.
Yep.
So number 5 for me is going to be Packers-Vikings in the NFL. That game's always pretty dirty.
All right.
There's no love lost between those two fan bases, that's for sure.
Catfish, number 4 for you, sir.
I'm going to go back to the 70s and say Dallas, Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a good one.
NFL.
I
remember that when they played, there was always how did it go? There was a Dallas, Pennsylvania, and a Pittsburgh, Texas. And they sent the crew, the camera crew around, and the Pittsburgh, Texas were Pittsburgh Steelers fans. And the Dallas, Pennsylvania were Dallas Cowboy fans. It's quite funny, I remember. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, number 4 for me is going to be Ali versus Frazier. A lot of good fights. The Thriller in Manila. Got to put that in there.
My number 4 is in boxing too, but I went Tyson Holyfield, and the reason being, it's fresh in my mind because they fought twice already. Of course, you had the ear biting incident, Tyson really fought dirty in those fights, and now they're talking about Tyson and Holyfield rematch coming up sometime in 2020, 2021. It's just being thrown around. I mean, both of them are kind of older, and but the possibility of that happening is just really exciting to me, really intriguing.
I would just be shocked if the boxing commission would allow that, But I mean, you never know.
All they got to do is pass that physical, man.
That's right.
How old was Foreman when he fought last?
Well, he had to be in his 40s at least.
Yeah, I mean he was an absolute bruiser.
He fought Morrison or whatever that the guy on
Tommy
Rocky,
Morrison. Tommy Morrison.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What's your
CATFISH number three?
My number 3 is baseball, Yankees, Boston. Okay. Lots of history there. Lots of history. For sure. And they hate each other. And I hate the evil empire, so I had to put them on there.
NASCAR says Dale Sr. versus Jeff Gordon, number 5. Number 4, Cowboys, Giants. Number 3, Cubs, Cardinals. Number 2, Lakers, Celtics. And number 1, Michigan, Ohio State. Honorable mention, Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
Yeah. Number 3 for me, I'm going to put Duke versus North Carolina in basketball.
That I thought about putting that one on my list too. That's a good one. 3 for me, Cowboys, Eagles. Back to the NFL. Okay. Cowboys and Eagles, man, they hate each other like nobody else.
All right. My number 2, I don't know if this counts, but I put it on there, and I'm going to say it counts. I'll make up the rules. I want to put Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady / Bill Belichick.
Oh, heck yeah, that counts. I definitely agree with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Carter?
The Colts and the Broncos.
Yeah. Number 2 for me, I'm going to go with Packers versus Bears. That, to any Packers fan, any Bears fan, you were born to hate. If you're a Bears fan, you're born to hate the Packers. If you're a Packers fan, you're born to hate the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 for me, that's where I'm putting Michigan, Ohio State, one of the greatest rivalries in college football. I thought a little bit about Texas A&M, Texas. That's that rivalry was really heated. Texas A&M developed their entire fight song around the University of Texas. It says "Saw Varsity's horns off," and I mean it's just it's a rich traditional rivalry, but it doesn't exist anymore. So it was hard for me to put that on the list, but I'll give them an honorable mention. But yeah, number 2 for me, Michigan, Ohio State, probably one of the biggest rivalries, if not the biggest rivalry in college football.
Okay. Number 1, Bobby.
I was going to go with Alabama, Tennessee, 3rd Saturday in October, but that's the homer in me. Yeah. But realistically, I'm going to have to go back to the 80s, the greatest decade of basketball, both in the NBA and in college, was Magic, Bird, Lakers, Celtics.
Yeah.
Those were some knockout dragouts. What was it? 8 championships in the 80s between those two teams, probably 5 or 6 MVPs between Magic and Larry. And man, I hated Larry Bird. In fact, y'all had a clip there of Eric Ainge. I didn't like Eric Ainge for the longest time because he was Danny Ainge's nephew.
Yeah.
That's funny.
The Danny Ainge that I grew up with and knew was the Danny Ainge of the Phoenix Suns. And, I liked Charles Barkley. I liked the Suns. So Danny Ainge, and, he would come into the game and just rain threes.
And he pouted if he didn't get a call.
Yeah. All right, Carter, number 1.
Number 1 for me I think it's going to be pretty obvious. It's going to be Yankees versus Red Sox. When you think of baseball rivalries, I mean, there's an argument for the Cardinals and the Cubs, and of course, for me being a homer, Braves and Mets. But there's nothing that can come close to the Yankees and the Red Sox. Just how it is.
I've got the same number 1, buddy. Yankees, Red Sox, probably the greatest rivalry in all of sports.
Yep.
There is you've seen that game start riots, fights in the stands, fan bases go nuts over it. You can't buy a ticket to that game if you've got $5 million in the bank and burning a hole in your pocket. It's a fantastic game. Most everybody that goes, season ticket holders, celebrities, the everyday fan just has a really hard time unless you're dealing with scalpers getting into that game. So,
can I give an honorable mention?
Absolutely.
Sure.
You guys probably aren't old enough for this, but I know BVD is. I remember growing up in the 70s, and they would have a beer contest on TV between Miller and Budweiser, and they'd have these testers on TV, and they would have which one tasted best. They had that for probably 4 or 5 years. That was great. That's got to be an honorable mention. It was centered around sports. Great rivalry. Budweiser, Miller.
I remember that, and I also remember in the 80s it was Coke and Pepsi.
Yep.
You remember the commercials where the Pepsi guy would the Pepsi delivery man would come up and offer the Coke guy a Pepsi, and I think one of the big commercials he took it was a Pepsi commercial. He took the Pepsi, and Pepsi guy was like, I won't tell. Stuff like that. Coke and Pepsi went back and forth in the 80s for a long time too. That was great.
I was going to add In-N-Out Burger and Whataburger, but I had a Whataburger the other day. They're just not that great, Josh.
All right, and we're going to shut the show down if you keep that shit up.
Hey, we had Whataburger in Florida, and I loved it. Especially the spicy ketchup was awesome.
I'm from Texas. Whataburger's a staple there, and moving to Tennessee, Whataburger's one of the only things that we don't have. Now, my family, we vacation in Destin, Florida every year. In September, we make the drive down, and I can tell you the first Whataburger that you pass on the way to Destin, Florida is in is it Glidden, Alabama? Glennon, something like that. Anyway, we stop at it all the time. That's the first thing that we do. We get in the car, full tank of gas. First stop we make's right there in town with that Whataburger. We get us a Whataburger, fill up the tank, and head on down to Florida for the beach vacation.
Whataburger, just like you like it.
I love it. Love Whataburger.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, moving right along, whack-ass tradition. Now, me and Carter had a little bit of a disagreement on this.
It's whack.
I mean, the idea behind it is whack, but it's hard for me.
Whack.
It's hard for me as a Tennessee fan to rag on Puddles too much. I mean, the last time we beat Florida, one of the players said, "Have you ever seen a duck pull a truck?"
Yep.
Then Puddles popped up on social media pulling a truck, and Tennessee beat Florida. But I'll let you set this up. I'll let you set this up, and you can explain to people why it's a whack-ass tradition.
I do remember that, and I appreciate it, Puddles. But also, I remember Puddles coming into Neyland Stadium and stomping around while we got our asses kicked, and then a few years later in Eugene. And I've had a little personal problem with the Oregon fans, but that's neither here nor there. But the whack-ass tradition is simple. Puddles gets on the back of the motorcycle where a biker's old lady would sit and leads the team onto the field. That's whack.
I have to admit, that is whack.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the tradition itself, whack. Puddles, probably one of my favorite mascots because Oregon came into our house and beat us. We went over there and they beat us the last 2 times that we played against them. But the fans were fantastic. I mean, I went to the Oregon-Tennessee game when they came here to Neyland, and the fans were super nice. I mean, everybody, we were all in the bars and stuff down there on Cumberland. All the fans were great. You had Oregon fans buying Tennessee fans beers and Tennessee fans buying rounds for the Oregon fans. It was just a happy time. And then you've got Puddles, coming up and coming to the aid of the Volunteers whenever Florida said they were gonna beat us. I mean, love the school, love the atmosphere there. I love that a Northwestern school has so much pride in their college football program because it's rare over there on the West Coast.
It is rare. I get the truck out there quite a bit, and you don't see the flags during the middle of the week, the bumper stickers, the hats at the gas stations on a Wednesday like you do in the South. And that's a fact. And that's in the middle of college football season.
Yep.
There's more pride in June and May in Alabama and Tennessee and Georgia and the Deep South than there is in the West Coast on a Saturday during football season.
Glitter Gator says, "How about the top 5 SEC games next episode?" Write that down. That's a good one. We'll do top 5 SEC matchups.
Yep.
And I'm assuming Glitter's talking about football.
Well, yeah.
Glitter also says, "Hey, Catfish, your thoughts on pilot clerks?"
Fake news. Fake news. I saw that. Let me set the record straight here. All right, I've got BVD on the truck with me for nearly a month. Okay, this was early on in our excursion. I think we're in Pennsylvania. Hectic day, dealing with a lot of traffic. We go into the pilot. I think we get something to eat, maybe sandwich or something. I think I get a pack of smokes or some chips or whatever. And this is how BVD tells the story, and I don't recall it this way. Anyway, I pay for my stuff, and I get out of the truck, and he looks at me, and he says, "Are you serious?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "That pilot clerk says, 'Thanks for coming, and thanks for whatever. Have a great day.'" And I didn't even say thank you or you're welcome or have a nice day or anything. I gave her my credit card, got my stuff, and I left. So that's what happened. He makes it sound like I backhanded her or something upside the face.
Threw your hot coffee in her face.
I was distracted, and I felt so bad about that. And BVD better back me up on that. I almost went back in there. If we weren't on the road, I'd have went back in there and said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't say thank you." So there's the story about the pilot clerks, and I've never kicked the puppy. That's fake news.
I never kicked a puppy. It happens, man. We all get distracted. We all get tied up in our daily routines and stuff like that. And of course, I don't think I've ever snubbed a clerk that said "Thank you, have a nice day," but I may have just given them the "you too" and walked out. All right, let's take a look at this video. We'll learn a little bit about the history of the old duck riding a motorcycle.
Oh gosh.
Gary Zimmerman rode it the first 2 years, and Jim Bartko asked me to ride the motorcycle after he left. It goes into storage, and then before each game I clean it up and bring it to currently to the Hilton, and then escort the team from the Hilton to the stadium.
Oh, we love it. It gives us kind of a little bit of a rush. It's actually pretty sweet. Like the whole crowd just like gets into it, and like everyone just like gets all pumped up when they see the Harley, and then here comes the team. Like everyone knows the team's coming out right after that.
Well, I don't know how many years, but it's been many, many years, and it's been a lot of fun.
What's it mean to you, seeing the motorcycle take the field?
Well, it kind of jacks you up, get the juices rolling and everything. It just psychs you up because they bring in the team, because here comes the team.
Lots of excitement. Feel the power of the Harley, the excitement of the stadium.
Blood curdling.
It's a roar. It's a roar like a lion.
I love the sound. We'll always hear it, and we all start screaming, and then just starting to run, and it's so exciting, and the adrenaline's pumping, and you just hear the crowd. It's really fun.
There's nothing like it. Really isn't. It's just one of those moments that you just can't compare to anything.
There you go. There's the okay.
That's whack.
So after watching that video, I'm going to make an observation here. There's no such thing as slang in the state of Oregon. Did you hear any of those fans use any kind of other? I mean, it was very vanilla interviews.
Well, first of all, that just shows you right there that nothing much exciting happens because they thought it was the most exciting thing that could ever happen in college football. And if they are that fired up about that, then
and they've seen Tennessee run through the tee, so there's no excuse for a comment like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to go with, yeah, that's definitely whack.
Thank you.
But we still love you, Puddles, and we still love what you did for us in 2016.
Another great rivalry, Puddles and versus Will Ferrell.
Puddles and Will Ferrell get after it?
Yeah, they did on College Game Day a few years ago. It was funny.
I never thought Will Ferrell was funny, ever.
Will Ferrell's been Bobby. He's been the beneficiary of some really great scripts. I think that's how he's risen to. I mean, he started on Saturday Night Live, and you know, he did some funny stuff there. But I mean, there's great writers on SNL. There's great writers in all the movies that he's done. But yeah, I mean, there's times when you can tell that when Will's on his own, he's not as funny as what he looks like on screen.
Mm. While we get ready,
Saturday Night Live has gone downhill the last 5 to 10 years.
BBD said, in fact, if your name, he said, just talk to Carter about his first experience with catfish at the tap house. And he says, in fact, if your name's not Billy Ratliff and you run into catfish in person, you're likely to get cussed out on a good day.
Tell him the story, Carter, about the first time meeting me in person.
Okay, so I've talked to I've talked to Catfish many times on the phone before, but it was the Tennessee-Mississippi State game from this past season, and I'm up at the tap house. Of course, I go right up to him and, you know, shake his hand, whatever. Well, he's having problems. He's getting his stuff set up to do the show for the game, and he's having problems with the internet. I'm not sure what he's having problems with, but he's obviously a little bit frustrated. And I'm kind of looking, and he's got all his cords all tangled up, you know, #professional. And I was like, well, Bobby, let me help you out. I was asking him, I started to try to ask him a question. I said, what are you going to do? He said, and I swear to God, he just said, shut up! Like yelled it. It's out of nowhere.
I don't remember it happening that way.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I was like, wow, you know, okay. And I think I walked outside. I don't know.
Yeah, BBD said Carter's out there crying. I said, for what? He said you yelled at him. I said, I never yelled at him.
Crying.
Hey, listen.
But no, I mean, I was pissed off because I was like, wait, that's the first time I ever met you. I was like, God, this dude's an asshole. Because you got to think. But the thing about it was you did it in front of everybody in the restaurant. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, Carter. I'm sorry. And if I could go back and find that pilot, Kirk, I'd apologize to her too.
Listen, I can attest to the fact that when you're trying to set up a show, when you're trying to set up a live stream, you have technical difficulties.
You're freaking out.
And you think, you know, you've got 300, 400, 500 people watching or something like that, and you look like a fool on camera. Yeah, everything else just gets blocked out. You're just in freak out mode, like he said, and it's easy to get a short fuse.
Hey, make sure you get that brown off your nose, Josh, when you're done. Okay.
Oh, I'm not sucking up to him. I think it's assholish too, but still, I know how he feels. I mean, listen, what happens whenever we're getting ready to set this show up and you burp or you're eating your breakfast in the microphone? What do I say to you?
Yeah, like you did this morning, Carter.
I did.
I dog on you too for that. Cut that shit out.
You did. I mean, I could always.
Yeah, I mean, it's
when we get ready to do the 7 memes. We got to do dumpster fire. I was going to say, I'm going to go get set up while you're doing this. When we start the memes, I'm going to go get set up outside.
Do what now?
I said while while you're doing the 7 memes, I'm gonna go get set up outside, get the milk, get the eggs, get.
Oh yeah. I got you. All right. I thought you were talking about this morning. I was like, you can go outside. No. All right. Yep. We can. Let's see. I guess that's next on the list. We'll roll right into General Neyland's 7 memes.
Or why don't we do dumpster fire first then?
All right. We can do dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Who's the dumpster fire of the day, Carter?
Well, dumpster fire of the day is Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
Definitely not a top tier program.
Is Dave Clawson still their head coach? The guy that pretty much lost Fulmer his job? I think he is.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
That's why.
Billy Cole's in, says good morning.
How you doing, Billy? Billy Cole was the first person that ever asked for my autograph at a truck stop in Florida.
BVD says, the hell you talking about, Josh? None of us have ever had 3 or 4 people waiting on us to start a show. Hey, we're not there yet on picked off with the viewership. You know, we've got our regulars and we've got the occasional new folks that wander in and out. But I've done some podcasting and stuff with rivals and stuff. I know what it's like when you got a lot of people waiting on you to start or waiting on you to fix a technical issue. You really do. You know, I joked early on in this show about CATFISH getting us a production team, but I mean, honestly, to be able to run this show from a computer and get even the production value that we get is hard. It's not an easy thing to do.
And y'all do a great job. I know when we first talked about this show, I wanted to make sure that we come out of the gate with a good product. And it has gotten better every week, and I'm proud to say that Picked Off is part of the Volunteer Roadshow. And you're right, it does take a lot to put on a show. And a lot of people don't realize that, but y'all do a good job.
The big
what
guys.
We get on here in the morning.
We jump on about 8:30. Kind of do a little hour and a half, 2 hours of show prep, depending on what we got planned for the day. And we're doing it all through the week too. You know, it's like Carter's sending memes over, or so I'm sending TikToks to Carter. We're planning who we're gonna have on and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to a sob story. It's hard, but the reason that you've got your Joe Rogans and your Steven Crowders and the guys out there that are massive podcasters. The reason that their production value is so high, they have a full-on production, like a TV quality, studio quality production team.
Of course.
All right, so talk to us a little bit about Wake Forest.
Well, they're just, I don't even know what a Demon Deacon really is. Maybe BVD does because he lived up there. But they're just a program that has never really. They're always going to be near the bottom in the ACC when it comes to, and I guess really basketball too, because, they're having to try to compete with Duke, North Carolina, NC State. They're always going to be, behind those 3 schools and probably everything. I know it's actually a really good school though. I do know that, but when it comes to athletics, they're lacking.
Yeah, you walk out of Wake Forest with a medical degree, buddy. The world is yours. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I agree that there's been some years in the past that Wake's been pretty good in basketball. I mean, they've done some stuff. They've made some noise in the basketball arena, but that's about it. So dumpster fire of the day, probably been a dumpster fire for Lord knows how long. Wake Forest. And there you go. All right, we're going to move into General Neyland's 7 memes, and while we do that, Carter, I believe you're going to go get yourself prepared for the breakfast you're about to wear.
All right, let's do it. We'll cut my camera for just a minute. Will that be all right, Josh? We'll cut my camera.
No, you're good. I'll switch over to the memes. Okay. You're good to go do the things that you need to do. Let's see. Billy Cole says their former 2-star QB is taking UGA to a natty. Bah ha 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 ha. Yeah, heard a lot of talk about, is it Jamie Newman?
Georgia's where ACC quarterbacks go to die.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Yeah. Let's see. got to mention Bama, Auburn. Duke Nukem says this about as bad as Georgia Tech Rambling Wagon. That's in reference to the duck riding the motorcycle. So that's what's going on over on Facebook. All right. Yeah. NASCAR, Jamie Newman. UGA, the Bulldogs down there in Athens, are all pumped up about Jamie Newman from Wake Forest transferring in. They say he's going to take them to a national championship. There's already talk of him being a Heisman candidate because he's getting a better offensive line, a better team around him. I don't see it. I don't think he's going to be everything that the Georgia fans and the sports writers think he's going to be. What do you think, Catfish?
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. One of the things about the Georgia fans and JT Daniels, when it looked like he was coming to Tennessee, I remember they were all saying, "Well, he's a transfer. He couldn't win out the job at where he was at, and he's second rate." Now that he's at Georgia, Georgia fans are saying he's going to be the next Heisman.
Yeah, that's what Billy Cole just said. Listen to a Georgia fan; they'll tell you he's going to be a Heisman candidate. Comment of the show: Josh and Carter's contract has been extended. I like that. Like the sound of that for sure. All right. General Neyland 7 memes. Here we go. I don't always hate Bama. Wait, yes I do. That's a good one.
Always hate Bama.
And taking a shot at Georgia. Georgia football, where 5 stars go to transfer away. They have a lot of transfers. They sure do.
Yep.
There's some validity to that. All right. Not saying Kentucky sucks, but Kentucky sucks. That's a good one. We're still waiting on these fans to start sending us memes too. We tell you guys every episode, send us some memes, send us some funny stuff. You can go on Meme Creator or one of those apps and create your own memes. We don't care, as long as it's it's not just riddled with profanity or sexual innuendo. We'll put it up there. So send us some memes, guys. Go to Volunteer Roadshow and message them to us through Facebook Messenger. You can email them to volunteerroadshow@gmail.com, and we'll put them up there. We'll give you credit for them too. We'll give your name. All right, goes to a Memphis Tigers football game. Only fan there. There's they call it. What do they call him? Bad Luck Brian.
Yeah. Over at Tiger High School.
Yeah. Ole Miss fans, be like, we ready for college game day. Look at them shorts.
They need to incorporate the fingertip rule.
Yeah. I saw a video or a picture or something the other day of police officers on the beach in Florida measuring, and this is not new, this is like back in the 50s or 60s or something like that, but measuring the length between the bottom of a lady's swimsuit to her kneecap. I guess that was a thing back then.
Yeah.
And now if you go to a beach in Florida, you're lucky to find one with clothes on.
Exactly. That's why I love the Sunshine
State. There was a time in the 50s they wouldn't even show Elvis below the hips because that was too risque when he danced.
Yep. Thank you, Forrest Gump.
BVD says, is sexual inyo back door acceptable? I mean, I guess it depends on the context. We might throw it up there. Hey, Vandy, miss me yet? James Franklin. That's probably probably the best coach they're ever going to have had.
Oh, for sure.
And it's not even a close second.
Yeah.
No. And all he really did, I mean, he did take them 9-4 2 seasons, but I mean, it ain't like he won the East or nothing.
Hey, have y'all seen that that photo that came out of the new cleats that the South Carolina team's got? I haven't. They're pretty good looking. I like them. Here they are. I just got the photo. Gamecocks new football cleats for next season since the women do everything at this school. There you go. Ole Miss is the most pathetic university in the whole 50 states. That's fair, you know. Their football teams, anytime they're good, you always find out that they were cheating somehow.
Of course.
If they're not cheating, they're just terrible. They're always in the bottom of the West.
That's true too.
In terms of football, that's a very accurate statement.
I remember when they lost to Jacksonville State. I think that was like 2010. Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, let's not bring up losing to low-tier teams.
Well, at least we didn't lose to an FCS team. I mean, come on.
That's got to be probably one of the only SEC losses to an FCS team.
Definitely.
But they did turn out to be halfway decent. It turns out.
That season? Oh, yeah. Jacksonville State?
No, Georgia State. I know you're referencing our loss.
Yeah, State. I got you. Yeah, I mean,
that quarterback wasn't half bad either, even though they were, 2-10 the year before that?
Yeah. I'm surprised, their coach. Is he still there? Did he get picked up? I can't remember.
I don't know.
It seems like there was talk about him going somewhere else. I think he's still there though. I don't think he moved.
Well, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he won't be there much longer.
Yeah, he's well coached. He'll be a Power 5 coach in 5 years.
Sure.
All right. Let's see here. What's going on, guys? Catfish, can you read off some of these YouTube comments? I'm gonna go grab my eggs real quick before we get started.
Yeah, let's see what we got. I'm riding in the truck. We've got let's get cracking on them eggs. BVD said he's got an important conference call with Lou to get to. Billy Cole says BVD speaking Ebonics.
That's classic.
Fireball Reno 911. Not sure what that's a reference to. But NASCAR Vol says Ole Miss is the only school to ban their own fight song. They have an identity crisis. Clear Gator says, I'm pilot clerk. Let's see how it goes. All right. That's it on YouTube's. What's going on Facebook? I can't watch that, Carter.
Yeah, Josh has got the Facebook. Usually I just do the YouTube. So I'm sure Duke Nukem's over there.
Old David Nukem, one of our best viewers.
Yeah, we call him old Duke Nukem, though, because there used to be a famous video game called Duke Nukem.
What is that?
There was a video game that used to come out when I was a kid called Duke Nukem Time to Kill. And he was basically he was like a commando or something, and he used to kill aliens and bad guys and all kinds of stuff. So
I remember I remember when I was the most excited, the first time I was really excited about getting a video game that wasn't at the arcade, it was in your home.
Of course.
Was Asteroids and Pitfall for Atari.
Was that on Atari? Yeah.
Yeah, I played those many a times, both of them.
Oh boy.
All right.
The key to Asteroids is not getting your ship going too fast, because you couldn't turn it around and slow it down, and it was harder than it looked.
Right. Any other wheel spins before we start this mess? If anybody's out there wants to spin it, now's the time to do it.
I'm ready to do this.
Goodness gracious. I'm going to let you go first.
Going first.
On the road. I'm watching you. I can only see Carter.
Oh, me. I got the milk. And I got the egg. Oh, I got to get positioned. I'm going out in the grass like last time, because I'm not going to have to clean this crap up twice. Oh, boy. Guess I'll put it on my garbage can. Oh, great. The neighbors are outside, so they can watch this too.
What are you doing first? Are you doing the milk or the eggs?
The egg. The egg.
We're about to make a Carter cake here. We got the milk, the eggs, and the Carter.
Okay.
Hey, is Mama still watching?
I don't know. Rolling my sleeves up. I'm dressed up nice today.
Mrs. Alexander, if you're still watching, give us a YouTube comment. Let us know what you think about your son's new profession.
All right. Y'all ready for this?
Yes,
Hope
sir.
this one's not frozen. All right.
You don't have a beard for it to get stuck in.
I know, it's awful. He went top of the head.
Here we go. Yep, boys, that's cold.
Fantastic. That was worth every penny.
Great stuff. All right, here we go. I got 2 eggs. I don't know if that may be worse than the milk and the eggs.
I don't know, that milk's cold, man.
Pull my mic back. BVD. Who was the first one that spun? Was it you, Bobby? Did you spin it for the egg?
Yeah, I got an egg and BVD got an egg.
Nice. BVD said, "Damn, I didn't think Carter could get any whiter." Oh, all right, Carter. What lesson did we learn last time we did the egg?
Not to hit the bridge of the nose.
Crack it first. Crack it first.
See, I didn't even crack it. I just
put
went
a
straight
little
for
crack
it.
in it, and it makes
just
for
don't smoke it.
Smoother busting. There we go. All right. Oh shit. Egg number 1. That's awful. Egg number 2. This one's for you, BVD.
This is great.
BVD,
this is great.
I want to see some comments on this one. Here we go. I felt the yolk on that one. It's way more slimy than the white. If you've never cracked an egg over your face, you're missing out. It's a great experience.
Yeah,
I think we need to raise the price on these spins or change them, because I don't think egg is worth $1.99.
Oh,
or milk.
I'll tell you what.
The economy being where it's at today, we want to make it affordable for the fans.
Egg yolk makes good hair gel.
Hey, you got that right. It does.
Y'all are taking one for the team.
You know, since the last time I cracked an egg on my face, my beard has grown immensely at a crazy rate. I have to shave like every other day now.
That might be the secret for Carter, since he can't grow a beard.
I mean, I think it's worth a shot. I think we ought to, Carter, why don't you just video yourself every morning smearing egg all over your face and stop shaving, and let's give the guys some progression.
Sure.
Look at your hair,
You know what's
man.
weird though, man? My hair, you like it?
Yeah, it's standing on end. Look at that.
So I'm telling you, some awesome
That's
hair
actually
gel.
that's actually a really good that's a really good look for you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good look.
Yeah, you ought to spike your hair up with egg every day. Look at that yolk.
Thanks.
That yolk running down into your eye there.
With my towel.
There you go. We aim to please here on Picked Off, guys.
God, man, I know we all eat eggs and everything, but God, it stinks, man. Egg yolk stinks.
I don't see how the guys eat them things raw.
Yeah, no way. I've done it a long time ago.
There's no chewing involved, and it definitely doesn't stay in that mouth for very long. It's just down the hatch it goes. That's the only way to do it.
I always had problems swallowing. Like, it'd be so damn cold, it'd make me want to choke.
All right. There you go. Did we get a comment of the day? Anybody, Catfish, is there anything that stood out in your mind? We'll let you pick it this go around.
I think Catfish's comment, really. We got our
contracts extended. We can't send Catfish a prize.
I did see a good one earlier. What was that? Let me go back through here.
Taylor Walston says Pac-12 football championships matter.
Yeah, but that's fake news. We have something actually factual. Let's see.
Hey, what about Glittergator giving us a segment idea for next episode?
Yeah. Glittergator. There you go, Glittergator. You got it.
With the top 5 SEC games for our next top 5. There you go. There's top comment.
Who is Glittergator a Gator fan? I'm guessing.
I would imagine. Glittergator loves BVD is the full name there.
Well, see, he used to have it loves BVD and Carter, but now he took Carter off. So,
what did you do to him?
I don't know.
Glittergator, just message us on Facebook on Volunteer Roadshow, or you can email volunteerroadshow@gmail.com. And we will.
Or just how about this?
I need to get y'all your own email address. I got to get y'all your own volunteer.
Yeah, that would be
email address.
That would be ideal.
I'll do that. I'll work on it. Remind me.
All right.
Or how about Glittergator? Just get in touch with BVD.
Carter, you message Dennis and tell him.
Okay.
Yeah, get.
Oh, I think we're losing.
The BVD.
Yeah,
we are losing them.
Get out of here. Y'all do a great job. Yeah, I said I got to get out of here. Y'all do a great job. I appreciate y'all having me on the show.
All right, but keep your phone pulled up there, Catfish, because you're going to like this next segment right before we close it out. We're going to do the
I'll watch it.
Ladies of the SEC. A salute to the ladies of the SEC, some of the hottest women from around SEC college football territory. Here we go. There you go. What a way to close out a show, huh?
Yeah. I need to take a shower.
Yeah, it's understandable. Those are some pretty ladies. Oh, because of the egg. I get it. I got you now.
Yeah. Look at that. Is that yolk running down my head?
Of course. Of course. Yeah, it's all in your hair and everything there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up from us. I do notice that the comment section got really quiet while we were running that salute to the ladies of the SEC. You guys ought to be ashamed of yourselves. That's going to do it for us. Thank you to our sponsors, Hound Dogs of Knoxville. Go check them out. Check them out online at hdknoxville.com. pick you up some Vols gear. Tell them the guys from Volunteer Roadshow sent you from Picked Off. They're going to give you a 10% discount. Tennessee Tap House, drop in there. Tell them the guys from Volunteer Roadshow sent you. I believe on game days you get free sweet tea. I'm not sure what they do just on any given day. They may or may not have some kind of discount.
And check out Shelter Insurance, Josh Griffin.
That's right, boy.
Because he got me a quote yesterday for life insurance. And,
that's right. We just got you hooked up on some life insurance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now,
so thank you, Josh.
If you meet your ultimate demise, Mrs. Carter will be able to bury you, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Sure.
BBD said their hands were busy. All right. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you back on Tuesday. I'm Josh Griffin. That is Alex Carter. Go Big Orange.
Oh, good Lord.